About dementia. What about those who are sick with heavy chromosome diseases, for example, oligophrenic persons and other serious patients? I assume, for example, they may be a dog came to human form to try experiencing this reality. Are they also the one protoform? Certainly, they are not. One chromosome can contain countless multitude of diverse protoformal interactions. It turns out that there is no domain protoform, only as if the ensemble. The main one is non-existent. Using different protoforms, creators-regulators, through creators-interpretators, try not to make because they already are formed, but to implement what is peculiar to our birvulярность type for our synthesis scheme. This is like playing with blocks of constructor. There is a huge amount of separate details. All of them are protoforms. However, a plane which was made of those details represents the results gained within the Loumическая real human direction. It is the depiction of our synthesis scheme. Wings of the plane are of one protoform, chassis of another one, fuselage of the third one, the fourth, the fifth, the 10th, the 100th, and so on. The selection by correspondence to our synthesis scheme, to our Wu factor, is carried out from all protoforms by means of definite covariatization, by choosing from experience situated in ODS and NVK.
Здесь даже нельзя сказать, что мы выполняем то, что уже есть. Это нельзя сказать так. На самом деле это не так, это происходит одновременно. То есть мы сейчас находимся в специфическом
Now, we are present in the specific state of Dimentsiya, when everything has been performed.
Но по каким-то
But by some specific features, we have the opportunity to observe and experience by ourselves every nuance of these simultaneous, single-moment qualitative transformations.
То есть то, что мы переживаем, это не есть
What we experience is not the same as we experience what has already happened, what has already confectized.
конфектизировалось, а на самом деле это просто разные состояния. То, что уже произошло, вернее, то, что одновременно имеется в
What is placed in ODS simultaneously is not bound to time, so it shouldn't be related to the past or to that already happened and realized. Realization and implementation occur only through focus dynamics of certain self-consciousness forms.
Вот то, что я говорил, миркогнация уже произошла.
Mirkavgnatsia already occurred.
Произошла на уровне
Confectization already occurred. It did at the informational level, at the level of funktionальные connections, yet at the level of focuses we are just executing this.
мультиполяризации, в определенных
It all is just being executed in definite order, in definite multipolarization, in definite states, tendencies.
каждый макет нашей
That's why we construct every layout of our reality, our conceptions from many of those stuff, which belongs to other synthesis schemes, other perception systems.
другим системам восприятия, и так будет всегда.
It always will be.
Демидиометест
When we are in dimidiomitensny forms, there will be other samples for creation of our sforum forms, conceptions. At fourth, fifth diapason of dimension, in translucensные plasma forms, we will structure our sforum forms the same way from other collective intelligences.
сами конструкции, которые мы
The constructions which will be modeled and used by us will be more universal and more corresponding to our perception systems.
с соответствующими нашим системам восприятия тем. Пока что мы можем потихоньку
Up to now, we can take every part little by little and shape it consistently.
две части
We can take two parts and make with them any porthole in our future plane's layout.
самолета. Вот. И это
This will reflect through our definite psychic states, through our definite thoughts, through definite conceptions.
но мы еще не видим
However, we don't see the entire plane yet. We don't know what is it like. We still put just one porthole, but we don't know what will it be like when we put other portholes. In other words, we haven't got the general picture.
вот это именно вот так с одним иллюминатором оно и выглядит.
We suppose that it looks like this, with one porthole. Until we make the entire layout of the plane, we won't admire it and see what will it be exactly.
Что это такое, понимаете? То есть
We will be thinking eventually that the plane is exactly this.
пока крыльев нет,
Until there are no wings, we will assume that the plane is right this. This layout, which we are creating, still without wings, is the conception which we made, and the plane is right this. And yet, gradually substituting new focus into relations, responding new questions. Thus, we add parts of wings and see, oh, it is completely different one than it was before.
а вот мы колеса добавили.
We add wheels so it can move. We didn't know before that it could. If putting there a motor and launching a remote control, we make it fly.
Он и взлететь может. А мы не знали вначале, когда
We didn't know at the beginning, when we put the 2 porthole instead of 36, that it could fly, it could move.
и прочее. И так постепенно
This way, eventually, our conceptions about whatever get more complex and perfect, but exactly in the direction of our birbulярность type.
нашего типа бирулярности. Как только этот тип выпадает за
As soon as our conceptions begin to correspond not to our birbulярность type, we get closer to another synthesis scheme.
мы приближаемся к другой схеме синтеза.
It turns out that at revitalization, death refocusing, there is sort of dissipation of information on conglomerates to various protoforms. Dementia is a possible result of revitalization when a man's health gets worse at every disease. Not only at dementia, at any revitalization generally.
Немножко не так, не все
This is a little bit wrong. Not everything is so simple and unambiguous. Because dementia may appear in relation to peculiarities of our brain's configuration, which is inherent to humans.
для форм самосознания, допустим, полулюдей, полуживотных каких-то, да,
However, it might be a usual condition for self-consciousness forms of semi-humans, semi-animals, who have a head resembling a human and corpse seems like of some other animals.
животного. Вот для тех форм самосознания это может быть не деменция, это нормальное состояние. То есть деменция это нарушение
Dementia is the distortion of some neuronal chains which are peculiar exactly to our human brain.
нашему мозгу, нашему человеческому мозгу. Если что-то
If something goes wrong, this facilitates to refocusings, initiatsias, and revitalizations to a form
в форму, где мозг имеет несколько
where brain has some difference,
имеет несколько другие реализации.
other realizational needs, other tendencies than we have.
И это воспринимается
All
нормально.
that is perceived as usual at the level of those self-consciousness forms, those humans semi-animals or humans semi-plants,
которые
who we realize as ourselves there.
ну, то же самое тут касается.
The same is about simplisparitivные forms to all their variety. When we say a human shifts to a proto-formal direction, it is wrong, because this can't be right. A human does shift to many proto-formal directions, doesn't he? No, we are always going along proto-formal directions. It is possible to get deeper into proto-formal direction, but it doesn't mean that you become the same animal. Only interprotoformal revitalization can execute that process. Besides, that occurs through many intermediate, some boundary forms, simplисparентивные, as well as mixtumные forms, and through other forms, where human brain can still influence on our other bodies.